Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome to episode 56 of the Nuclear Golf Podcast. You're getting used to me by now, Hutch, the backup host, Hutch, the ambassador here. As usual, I got Joey with me. I got Tim and I got Ryan, Scheffler, JT, and then a fellow ambassador here with Tim. How's everybody doing?
We're rocking.
Good.
Rock and rolling.
Tim, did it dry out there in California yet?
Kind of. We got another storm rolling in tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday. So
Ryan,
It's cold as shit here in the south.
Yeah, we got snow. It snowed yesterday about maybe half the day, and it melted today. Thank God. I'm tired of the snow.
I'm sick of this shit.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it being cold as shit. That's all I'm tired of. Damn.
Now, the folks in the Northeast, there's clearly no snow outside. We got a dusting today, so I promise I'm not complaining because people are under like 3 feet of snow. But it's the fall spring that always gets you. I told you, it's like you walk the tournaments on the West Coast. I just played golf on Saturday. It was 72. I got a slight sunburn. Now I'm fair skinned. I burn easy, but that doesn't happen in December. So, I mean, the signs are there. It's coming together. And it snowed today. 48-hour difference. I don't know if there's, shit's gone nuclear or what. No pun intended.
Nah, I mean, very, very similar. It was in the 70s here Saturday. And then this morning I walked out and the wind chill was 1. Like, it's
ridiculous.
What are we doing? All right, let's get into it. We got kind of a few things to talk about. It's a little shorter show tonight, but obviously we're just coming off the heels of the Genesis Tigers tournament at Riviera. It was good to see him. Jacob Bridgman finally got off the beach at Pebble and into the winner's circle out there at Riviera. So what do you guys think about it? I don't know who. We'll start with you, Ryan. Tell me what you thought.
I mean, Sunday set up to be either really, really boring or a disaster, and he ended up keeping it pretty boring most of the day with, what was it, 6-7 shot lead, something like that. It was almost too much. You had some contenders. You had Rory right behind him, obviously playing in the same group. I was hoping that Rory would, go on a run to give it some excitement there, especially on the front nine. But he just could not get a putt to go in to save his life. He hit some really good putts, they just didn't go in. Bridgman played solid. He made a couple bogeys on the front nine, but he kind of held it in there. He hit the smart shot for the most part all day. He wasn't super aggressive. And then it got close at the end, obviously, as some guys got hot. He ended up coming into 18 with a 1-shot lead, and had to make par, and really, really struggled to make that par, even though he hit 2 really great shots. He had a terrible first putt. But that was just all nerves. It was good to see him. I did not want to see him miss that putt on 18. I did not want him to see him miss that short one. It would have brought a playoff with him, Rory, and Kitayama if he had missed it. So newcomer, he has a good college pedigree, good high school pedigree. Like he's a great young player. I don't know what this means for him. I know we were talking earlier. Is he a star? Is he rising? Is this a here now and leave tomorrow kind of guy? I don't know. But, overall, great tournament. Riviera's got probably collectively maybe some of the best 18 holes in golf. Like every hole's a good hole. There's not a bunch of crappy holes out there, as Tim knows. So I thought it was a good tournament. It just set up for kind of a boring Sunday, unfortunately.
I think I saw he said that he didn't feel any nerves until he got to 16T on Sunday.
Yeah, I think he left that putt.
You got a lead like that. I can understand that. Adam Scott kind of put it together a little run, as you mentioned. Rory and Kitayama was up there with him. I mean, Tim, I know you were big in on Saturday. What'd you think of the day Saturday? Any risers? Anybody who stood out to you?
Well, he kind of took control of the tournament on Saturday. It was close. It was bunched up going into the back nine, and he shot 31. He eagled the 11th hole. Birdied the 12th hole, the 14th hole, and the 17th hole to kind of distance himself from the pack while everybody else just struggled and was either bogey, birdie, or just making par on the par trains. So he built himself that big lead, and he kind of put it away on Saturday. talking about Hutch, it was either going to be a disaster or not Hutch, but Ryan. He said it was either going to be a disaster or he was going to walk away with it. And he didn't exactly run away with it, but like Ryan said, he played solid enough to keep everybody having. When you force people to make birdies at Riviera, that's tough, especially on a Sunday. You got those Poana greens and things are, bouncing around, and you're nervous. So, if you don't hit it solid, it gets offline easy. So he put it away on Saturday. He played the best on the back nine out of any of the guys that were around near the top. So congratulations on him. He's got three top tens now. He's 20th in the world, and he withdrew from next week's tournament so he can go do adult things.
Yeah. Vaulted him to number 1 in the FedEx Cup ranking too.
Yeah, he got $4 million out of this. So, I mean, I'm with him. I'm withdrawing, and it's all the way across the country. But, all right, I hear you, Joey. The main event, your boy didn't win. What happened?
I mean, didn't even get a top 10. It's just Sky's career's over. It's ruined. The run was great while it was there. No, I don't know what Scotty's Wednesday night routine is, but just stop. I don't know what family plans are Wednesday. I don't know, but his first round this entire
dog shit.
At least last month has just been terrible. And yeah, he's kind of shooting himself in the foot early, playing really, really bad golf. I mean, he was tied for dead last at one point. So again, getting back to T12, really could have made that putt on 18 to. Yeah, it would have ended up putting him in the top 10. So, I mean, great streak. It was good while it lasted. But, I mean, again, the same thing every week where he's just kind of not out of it. I mean, there's a way to talk about Scotty on Sunday at least. And this one was a little too far for him to kind of come back and win. You would have had to have a big shuffle up at top, and he just obviously couldn't get it done. So, but, yeah, Scotty, I mean, he played well. I spoke about it last week. I expected some of the guys like Colin and Tommy and Jake Knapp, who've just been played well last week, and Jake Knapp's been playing out of his mind. I don't know how many top 10s that is, but just stacking them on. I think he's due soon. I think I've spoke about it a couple times. We've been the leader has taken it just too far out of contention the last 5 tournaments or so, and I think we're due for like a 5-man playoff soon. It's been right there because, dude, you take Bridgman out of that, and I think obviously if he's not in the lead by that much going into Sunday, it plays out differently. But man, imagine like if Adam Scott played like that to win, or that was to tie Rory and to go into a playoff, or obviously I know he finished one back of Rory and Kitayama, but like that makes Rory's hole out from the bunker crazy. I mean, like there's all these different scenarios that would have just been absolutely insane, and it still played into it. But I don't know, something tells me we're due for a big one soon.
I think the bigger story, honestly, that Cam knocked Scotty out of that top 10 spot was, if you guys were watching it all on Friday, the bigger thing was Scotty had to make basically a 7-footer on 18 to make the cut. If he misses that putt, Scotty doesn't make the cut. And I think that would have been a bigger story, Scotty Scheffler missing the cut, than this top 10.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he played his ass off, and he was pumped. I mean, you could tell that, when he talks about that round that he played with Tiger at Augusta, when Tiger's like gonna finish 20th, and he's like, the dude's still grinding over every putt. It didn't matter. Like, you can tell that he's taken some of that knowledge and applied it to him, because he never throws in the towel. Like, the dude made a putt on 18 on bumpy ass greens late to make that cut at even par. Like, that was not an easy thing to do from shooting 1,000 the day before. And like, that was, I was super proud of watching him. It's just not often that you see Scotty teeing off in like the 3rd group on Saturday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was super impressed by that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Joey, but did I not see that he was like 16 under in the last 3 rounds or something like that?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even the last 3 rounds. It was the last 3 days, because he got play cut short on Thursday. So, I mean, this isn't even a first round thing. It's just Thursday. It's not his day.
Just a Thursday thing.
Yeah. Let's hope it rains a couple more of these tournaments, and he can just get a late tee time on Thursday, and maybe we'll just avoid some of this until he figures out whatever is up with Thursdays. But yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, he collects himself and comes back Friday to finish round one and like looks obviously still had some flaws, but like way more put together. So I mean, they've got a good thing going. I'm sure, in a year or two we'll be talking about how it panned out. It forced him, Scotty, to have to learn how to play like from behind a little bit, which he hasn't had to do in a while. He's just somehow arisen into the top 5 every time it's on TV. It's weird not seeing Scotty's name there. By the time they're switching over to CBS coverage on Sunday, Scotty's name's just been there. So it's just weird to not see it. And you're assuming it'll be there when they pan down a little further. It's not. So he's probably just learned some valuable lessons. And like we said, he's tired of winning. So he's just trying to have some fun with it.
Make it a little more challenging. You mentioned Jake Napa. You said you didn't know how many top 5s. I looked that up. He's played 5 events. He's got 4 top 5s. And the one where he didn't was 11th. He's like 11. Basically, or top 10. Sorry, not top 5s. But yeah, he's basically John Rahm of the PGA Tour. No wins, but top 10 every time, baby. Something kind of sneaky to me was Jordan Spieth kind of resurged a little bit, gave a little resurgence, snuck in there, got a 12th place finish, tied with Scotty. Kind of nice, kind of refreshing to see him not on the roller coaster.
It is. I mean,
it's still on the roller coaster.
Listen. It's the peaks and the valleys are not as high as they were. Yeah. It's kind of refreshing to see him back. Do you think that there's a chance this could be the start of him kind of coming back, or is he still too in his head about everything?
I think he's a lot closer than he's been in years. I mean, I do. Like I've watched him, and to hear him talk, he feels that way too. And again, a guy's not going to typically say, I don't see a win in my future, but at the same time, like Jordan's usually pretty transparent about where he thinks he's at. He's like, hey, I'm not close, or I've got a lot to work on, but I do feel like he feels confident. And I've seen a lot of chatter online that, I do think that it's a matter of time. I can't say it's going to be this year, but I would not be in any way surprised if Jordan Spieth picked off a win this year and played good in a couple of majors and had a chance. Like he's just got to clean up those wild mistakes. He's just got to clean that up. Like you just can't win golf tournaments and big golf tournaments making a double around. Like you just can't do it.
Yeah, I think like I'm not gonna go as far as to say he's close. I'm just gonna say I want to see him prove it. I want to see him consistently play good when there's pressure. Like it's one thing to be close and be hovering around 10 to 20. And then there's another thing to be close and having the lead down the stretch or tied for the lead. I want to see how his mental game holds up and how his swing holds up under that. And he doesn't have those wild shots like Ryan talks about where you're like, dude, like where'd that triple come from? You were like 7 under the first 13 holes and now one swing and you're 4 under. I want to see him execute it under pressure, and then I'll feel a little more comfortable believing he's closer.
His demeanor does. I mean, like everything seems there except for with like that moment. Like I just can't picture Jordan Spieth in I won't say Jacob Brisbane situation because if he's able to be up by that many strokes, but like in the hunt on Sunday, there's too many, like you said, Tim, mental errors, and I'm not sold on it. Now, look, if he goes and does it, like that's the one person that I think can flip a switch like that and somehow make it happen. Because like I said, I think his demeanor is different. I think his approach to his understanding of his game, and I think he just, I don't even want to say like mature in his thought, but I mean, he just seems more collectively understanding about his goals and what his like path is and what they need to work on. And it's not as this much like I feel like Jordan for the last couple of years has just been very, very reactive to stuff. Whereas right now it's like proactive. He knows what he needs to get in front of. So I don't want to put it out of contention, but right now I can't see Jordan Spieth being able to put it together based on what I'm saying.
And he could pop up at Augusta and just blow us away. I mean, that little stretch there he had at Augusta where he just made it look so easy. It felt like he was never going to not contend there ever again. And then, 12 happened, had a little blow up, whatever. And it hadn't really been the same there since that, it doesn't feel like, but it wouldn't shock me to see him just kind of show up and blow us away. I don't know. He could be close. The game is undoubtedly better. The product is better when he's up there because he's obviously very popular with with the youth, with the kids. Ryan, you mentioned Tiger, my favorite subject. He gave us a little hint. Speaking of Augusta on Saturday in the booth, he pretty much in Tiger Talk, we'll translate it for you, pretty much told us that he's probably going to play the Masters.
He did. He did. In almost 0 words did he say that. You're exactly right. You can always tell by the shit-eating grin. He has a certain grin when you know what's going to happen. And it was, and I saw somebody online. It's like, oh, the smile said it all. I'm like, exactly. He does have a certain smile that kind of hints that he's there. Again, and I'm gonna have to own it because I'm gonna be the guy out here that was wrong because I said I didn't think he was playing Augusta this year. I was on record saying that earlier in January. But hey, nobody wants him to play any more on here or in the world than I do. Like I want him to play. I want to be wrong. I want him to play. I want him to show up. I want him to make the cut. I want him to be in contention, and I want him to win. I want all those things, but I am super excited to hear it. I'm super excited to hear him say that he's going to be there. He said he's going to be there no matter what, but regardless, I want to see him on the first tee. I want to see those crowds. It's just hard for me to like put the pieces together with where he's at because I feel like in this comeback, and I know John could speak to this better than any of us can, but like even him, like we don't know shit about what he's had going on lately. Usually we get a hint here and there, but he did say in his presser that he is making full swings. So, but is he making full swings at speed? You would have to think so. If he thinks he's going to play Augusta, he has to be at least at 80% speed, I would think. So I'm super excited about it, and everybody on the broadcast was too. That little interaction between Nance and Trev, that was awesome.
If John was here, like I would be shifting the focus to ask him, like, not so much Augusta, because I think barring another injury happening, I think Augusta's foregone conclusion, like that's happening. The question for me kind of becomes, do we think he's going to play before Augusta, like an event before Augusta? And it may be Champions Tour, it may be whatever. I know we've talked in the past about wanting him to use the Champions Tour to warm up for majors rather than having to walk 72 holes before you go play a major. It'd be a lot easier to ride around with a cart. He kind of alluded to using the cart and that being a possibility now. To me, I think that it's very real that he might play a Champions Tour event before the Masters. What you think, Tim?
Maybe.
Maybe. What lame shit is that? You're supposed to agree with me.
No, I want him to play. I want him to play either a PGA Tour event or a senior tour event. Shoot, I'll take TGL at this point just to get some swings in. But this is the most dark I think we've ever been with Tiger as far as what he can do, even practicing. Like usually there's somebody out there going, oh, look at Tiger on 13 at the Medalist. He's ripping the driver. Like we haven't seen none of that. So in all the years I've watched Tiger and followed his comebacks and his recoveries from injury, this is the furthest. This is the least. I'm purely guessing right now. I'm praying he plays because, like Ryan, all you guys and Hutch and Joey, we all want to see him play. Just tee it up. We just want to hear his name on the first tee, and I don't really care what event it's in. So I'm hoping he plays, but I don't know where he's at, man. I don't even have a clue right now.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought John was crazy when everybody thought he was crazy. I think when we put the clip together that was like, by Augusta, Tiger will make his. I'm pretty sure that was the prediction that Tiger will play the Masters. So I mean, I called him crazy then. I don't want to. I hate to I just can't. I understand strategically why he would if he's able to, obviously 100%. If he's gonna, I don't think it's this grandiose thing about the Masters where it's like, if I don't think he intends, like if he plays the Masters, that means he's healthy enough to play the rest of the majors in his mind, at least. Now, whether that pans out, I don't know. But I get him playing. The Insperity is not till that's further down the line, right?
Yeah, it's way off. There's only 3 events on the Champions Tour between now and the Masters. There's we got one in Boca Raton, we got one in Tucson, and then the last weekend in March, there's one in Newport Beach.
Maybe.
And then the one right after that's the Senior PGA, which is right after the Masters.
Dude, I just don't know. If it happens, it would be on the Senior Tour in my mind. Again, Tim, I mean, even like a TGL appearance, just to, I don't think there's really any drama in that. I think it would just to be getting some reps in full swinging, but he won't do that. So, I mean, it's a debut at the Masters is probably what I would assume if he's actually healthy enough. I don't know. Part of me wants to say no because I think it's crazy, but if he also thinks he's healthy enough for the Masters, why would he not be healthy enough 2 weeks earlier to get a warm-up event? And if he's going to be cutting that close that he can't play a warm-up event, then he's probably not going to be that great at the Masters.
Well, in that Newport event, I mean, it doesn't look like a bad deal for him. Newport's in Southern California, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be warm.
Yeah.
Last weekend in March, like that's not
should be in the
worst. I certainly don't think he's going to pop up at like the Players or anything like that. Like I certainly don't think that. And that Newport event on the Champions Tour is 2 weeks before the Masters, which we know he usually doesn't play the week before majors anyway. Like he used to take his warm-up event and then have a week off and then play it. So, I mean, I don't know. The schedule could line up. He's a Southern California boy. We might see it.
I guess the question is, like, does he need to? Obviously, he's Tiger. He doesn't need to do anything to go out and perform at the Masters. But, like, how much – I guess what's the, like – you're weighing the benefits. I mean, obviously, you want to go see how you feel in a competitive nature. But
yeah,
a lot of the stuff that he's going through can be handled without being in an actual tournament, even if he's going to get some reps in at Augusta before. Like, these are a lot of things that he can work on personally that he doesn't have to play competitively for. It's a matter of him getting back in that mindset of playing competitively. But I feel like at this point, Tiger can flip that with a switch.
I wonder if that's a thing too. Like if he, if he has it in his mind that he's going to play, that, hey, let's go down with Charlie. Let's go down and get a round in. Let's see how I feel. Let me beat it around Augusta, a practice round or two. And let's see, fly in, play around, go home. Let's see which he's done many times. That might be something he's waiting to do to see, like, hey, how does the body feel to walk that golf course and play 18 holes? And if he's like, hey man, I'm not gonna be able to slap it under 75 around here because of the way I feel, then it's different. And then obviously tournament is so different. Like like he's always said you can't replicate the feel of live action. You can't replicate it. So, but if he can go down there and if he can beat it around and shoot 2 under or shoot 1 under, whatever, like I think that's enough confidence for him, unless he's just at a point to where he knows his body is just like, I am not going to jeopardize, this comeback, because how many more comebacks can he have with the amount of surgeries that he has? I want to say all of them he can have, but I'm still realistic, and the dude's 50. Like, I mean, it's not getting any easier, even though he is the GOAT of all comebacks. Like, he just is. Like, he just keeps doing it. But I'd like to see him get a practice round in or two at Augusta, which I'm sure he probably will do if he feels that he can.
I think like the biggest fear I have is him playing and shooting 79, 81. Not because
won't happen, Tim. Don't worry about it.
I know you say that, but like, dude, how long has it been since he teed it up? A year and a half?
It's been a minute, but it's Augusta.
I get that.
It doesn't matter. He knows all the tricks.
But like Ryan said, he's 50 now. He's not 41. He's not 31. It just like it gets harder. It gets really harder the older you get. Take it from me, I'm his age. So like it does get harder to do that. And my biggest fear is just him being an all-time great, one of the greatest players I've ever seen since '94.
The greatest.
And watching him come back and struggle mightily would be tough.
Here's the thing, though, Tim. Like we watched 2015, right? Like we saw him have the yips. We saw him blading shit all over the place. We saw him shoot 85 at Memorial. Like we saw all that. It ain't gonna be that bad. It can't be that bad. Like the scores cannot be that
It
bad.
certainly can be.
It could be at Augusta
No,
because
it
it's
can't. Not for
tricky.
him. There's no way.
What
He
do you-
could go out there with a hybrid and hit hybrid only and break 80. He knows
Yeah.
every nook and cranny of that whole place.
Well, what was it? The weather? What was it? How many years ago was it that we drew at Augusta with the rain? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second, well, that was also the Cold Masters when it was like
That was the
30
really
degrees.
cold Masters.
oh, that's true.
And then
Okay.
it came out
Mm.
later. Jason Day told us that he actually had a screw sticking through his skin
Yeah.
because it had broken loose
Just
from
like-
whatever.
I think it's possible for any of those to happen. It's just
Yeah.
it's a matter of how far he pushes himself. Now, like Hutch, in your mind, we're picturing Tiger that he's healthy enough that he's playing the Masters. Okay, like I know that he alluded to it, and again, it's easy to jump to conclusions, but like I think anything's on the table with zero insight as to how he feels right now, unless Tiger's magically just fused and has a couple of tournaments in him and is fully ready to go. Like, just I don't know. There's something about it that we've seen it 1,000 times. You can't put anything out of conversation.
No, and he looked at the last couple of appearances, like publicly, that we've seen from him. He's looked pretty good to me. I thought he's looked the healthiest I've seen him look as far as his facial expressions,
I agree
just
with
the
that.
overall condition of Tiger, right? Like I think he's looked pretty solid the last couple times. So I'm curious to see. I mean, I know there was the whole hubbub of him limping into the TGL arena, but when you've had that much shit go on, as anybody who's ever been hurt before knows, some days are good, some days are a little rough, some days you're a little tight, some days you're walking a little weird. It's cold as shit outside, my back hurts. I'm sure the same thing happens to him. Probably is going to happen to Justin Thomas, since we're micro discectomy bros or whatever. Like it happens, like it is what it is. So it's a reality of life. He is 50 and he is also going to win the Masters. So that's all I got to say about that.
Love it.
Will
all right.
will that beat Anthony Kim's story if Tiger wins this year's Masters?
By a long shot. Yes.
Yeah.
Will you give it to him?
God, you're pulling at like all the like two heartstrings here. You're just
That
pulling
was
at both
good.
of them. Like
That's a good
the
question.
Story and Tiger. God, like just get me fired up. Like you're just teasing me at this point. It's
Would you give up the
Ugh.
2019s for this year's?
what I give it
Obviously,
up.
2019 was so special, but I'm saying like you had to. I mean, I don't know
I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up
No.
2019 for this year. No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, 2019 was just magical. The only shitty thing about the 2019 Masters, and I'll say this to the day that I die, was that they thought the weather was coming and they teed off so early on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like you got robbed of Tiger winning that thing at
You get
6
to
o'clock
redo it.
on a Sunday.
You get to guarantee that you're guaranteed that he's winning this tournament. So I mean,
But
take rarity time.
But also, Hutch, we know that Tiger is a very early riser. So
Mhm.
I might say that we might not have 2019 if that tournament is played at its regularly scheduled time.
That's
I
fair.
can't get there.
And they probably wouldn't have been in threesomes either, which
Yeah.
that intimidated two other people at the same time
Correct.
instead of just the one playing
Yeah.
partner. 2019, yeah, I don't think I would trade that because that was probably the most magical day that I've ever experienced in golf. Like that was
I know it was for me. Like, there's zero emotions of that day that I'm ever gonna. I mean, if you could guarantee that Tiger could get an 18th, well, obviously you can't physically take the other one away. But if you could guarantee he could get an 18th or a 19th major, okay, then we could talk about something different. But
Yeah.
I'm not taking away 2019 feelings ever. I can't.
that's
ever
one of
take
those
that away.
days like I can, and you may be the same, Ryan. I can remember every single thing that I did that day. Like
Everything.
started in the morning, watched it with the boys, when picked up, who would be my eventual stepson. Like he was going crazy. Like it just the whole thing, the whole day. Like
Yeah.
it was just a trip. Obviously being in the group chat with all y'all at that time was that's just a day that you can't forget. That's a magical day.
Mine is still 1997. Like I'll remember when he took the lead for the first time on
Tim, I
Friday.
was 7 years old, brother.
I was in college, and that was the from the 10th hole on Thursday to the end of the second round was some of the most crazy, insane golf I've ever seen for 27 holes. And he just blitzed the field like that. When Jim Nantz made that comment on 13, when Tiger made the eagle putt, and he said, "Let it be known, Tiger Woods leads the Masters 5:31 Eastern time." I'll never forget that, because that was crazy. He was unbelievable back then. So 2019 was awesome, but 1997 was dominant.
Yeah, I think for the 2019 thing, I think it's just the whole story, the whole comeback, the whole deal. But all right, let's move forward so we're not here all night. There's only one real piece of live news from me this week. It's John Rahm is in the news because he is refusing to pay the fines that the DP World Tour is trying to impose upon him. In his opinion, these are fines for events that he's never played, never would play. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense for him to pay the fines. He's also kind of banking, because at this point his eligibility for the Ryder Cup is in jeopardy. Believe currently he is just not eligible under the current guidelines. I think he is likely banking on them caving towards as we get closer to it, or some sort of deal being worked out to where he is eligible to play. We'll see. What do you guys think of his refusal to pay the fines, which are rumored to total, they're reported to total above $3 million, which is kind of pales in comparison to the bag that he got to join Live.
Okay. I'll say this. So you're in a situation where, like, a party will fold, I would assume, at some point.
Yeah.
Rahm's not in a rush. Like, he could wait until 6 months before and be fine. Same on the other end. Like, his eligibility, it's not, I don't know if there's like a time that he has to meet it by, but we're not close to it. So if I didn't have to give up $3 million, if I didn't have to, like, I'm gonna milk that thing as long as I can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to just PR with my way through it and act like I'm never gonna pay it. And like, if on the last week I look like a dumbass because I got to pay it, I'm gonna be like, well, Ryder Cup's coming up, suck it. So, like, his defense is entirely valid, because I would not want to give up $3 million, and I would at least cause a fuss about it before I just give it up. You know? He's gonna ride it out. If it comes down to him playing the Ryder Cup or not, John Rahm will play it. Fact.
Well, and two, like, he's not gonna. It's not about like qualifying for the team for him, because he's only qualifying through the majors. This is the only real time he's getting, real tangible Ryder Cup points. He's always going to be a captain's pick. So to your point, Joey, like, he can take it down to the wire. He could pay the fines the day before the deadline, whatever it is, if they don't fold. I still maintain I think they'll fold. I think that eventually they'll work something out to where he's eligible. He may have to pay something. But if what he's saying is true, like they're fining him for tournaments that he's never played in and that he would never play in anyway, then what are we what are we doing? What's the fine for that for?
What are the grounds for finding that? Like, I'm obviously not a lawyer nor am I on the situation, but that sounds.
It's the whole deal of, I mean, it all goes back to Live, but it's, and I'll look it up while we give Tim's opinion on it. I'll try to figure out the fine structure, but they're reporting that it's over $3 million. He was on record saying that it's at least $1 million every year that he's being fined. I'm kind of unclear on what he means by their events that he's never played and never would play. I'm not really sure if the DP World Tour is like fining him per event that he misses on their tour because he's playing these unauthorized events, like opposite field kind of way. Like whatever DP World Tour event is going on while the Live event is going on, he's being fined for not being at the DP World Tour event and instead playing the Live event. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, if he was like contractually, I don't know how that works. It's kind of like the NIL stuff in college right now. Like Joey Aguilar was just, they didn't pass it because he couldn't prove that there is money that he would be missing if they didn't sign him, or he couldn't get more live opportunity, or NIL opportunities. So it's like, I see the thought process there, but unless John Rahm was ever like, no, I contractually obligate to pay this tournament, and this tournament, if that's the reasoning for the fines. Now, if they just want to fine him because he's playing, non-sanctioned events or whatever, then
That's the only thing that makes sense to me, is that they would be, for him to specifically talk about being fined for events that he never would play. The only way that I could see them fining him for that is if these events are taking place the same week as the live events.
okay.
That's the only world that I could see that making any sense at all.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm off on that. I have no idea.
John,
you have any, or not? John's not here. Ryan,
Yeah,
give me your thoughts on it.
I personally think this is, I have no knowledge of the situation, obviously. I personally think there's probably excuse me, a gentleman's agreement between John Rahm and the DP World Tour. And I think that they haven't been in conversations. And I think that they both are saying, hey, let's keep this shit going because we both need to show that we have leverage. And when it comes down to it, it's only $3 million. I have a lot of money. I'm not worried about paying it, but if you pay it now, you're setting a precedent for other players because if I'm not mistaken, Hutch, you might know this. I believe Terrell is in some of the same predicaments as John Rahm is. I believe
It's the same.
and
yeah.
So it's like, hey, we don't want to set precedents for guys who, potentially might have some of these same fines. And John Rahm will be on the next Ryder Cup team. I assure you that. There's zero doubts that he's going to let that happen. There's zero doubts Rory McIlroy is going to let this whole situation come into a place where it's like, oh well, we don't have John on the team this year. You saw how it worked when they first went to live. They got that shit worked out real quick. So it's like, I just kind of think this is kind of in a way like we talked about a few weeks ago, Bryson kind of playing his PR stuff in the media about maybe not being happy and this, that, and the other. I think it's a leverage game. I see 0% chance this doesn't get worked out and John Rahm is not on the next Ryder Cup team from Europe.
That's what it is, Joey. Like, I'm looking at it. The fines are all due to him playing live events without a conflicting event release. So he is being fined for DP World Tour events, and his argument being that he's never played those events. He never would play those events. They're in places he would never play. Why am I being fined for that? I don't have a history of showing up that week or whatever.
That's the biggest thing. Is it's just like if he just chose not to play those events that week, he wouldn't get fined. Do they have I know, like when we were doing the signature events, is that what that is? Like, if I know you can only miss a certain thing for points, but like you can't just on the grounds of like, oh well, you played something else versus you just didn't play at all.
Well, yeah, right. I think if he skipped that live event, he probably wouldn't be fined for that week on the DP World Tour. But with live being such a limited schedule anyway, you can't really skip shit unless you're Phil and just don't want to go halfway across the world for the first two events. But I don't want to make light of that because he did say it was a family medical issue, so I don't want to make light of that. But yeah, that's just wild to me. I tend to be with you, Ryan. I think they'll work it out. I don't see a world where he and Terrell Hatton are not on the Ryder Cup team.
Yeah,
and it's not until 2027. There's plenty of time for it.
That's my only take. There's not a chance on God's green earth either of those two guys are not on the Ryder Cup team in 2027. It doesn't even matter how it gets worked out, how they're playing it up. This side, whatever, doesn't matter. They're both playing.
Yeah. After the way the crowds were in New York and the way Rahm kind of played into it, Hatton as well, like going to Ireland for the next one, like it's on home soil for them. There's just no way. There's no way. They're going to put their best team out there, and those two are undoubtedly part of what would be the best team that they could put together.
Yep.
Yeah, they're a dynamic duo, and they're not going to miss it.
We're going to get into our preview for the Cognizant. The Honda is what you're going to hear me call it because that's what it is in my heart, and it always will be. But it is technically called the Cognizant, and it feels almost unfair because the only Canadian that we have on the show is not here. So since he's not here, I guess we can just take a victory lap about the hockey game yesterday, boys. America on top. The only thing I'll say, I'm not a big hockey guy and I don't really know anything about it. I will say I saw a video of the United States hockey team singing Toby Keith in the locker room after, and I've never been so disappointed in a group of individuals who did not know the words to Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue.
Oh,
And that just feels like a shame. You guys can talk about the hockey and putting the boot in Canada's ass.
By
Is
the
the
time they
American
started,
way.
by the time they started singing that, they were probably fairly inebriated.
They
See,
might
I-
have been, but they didn't know the words, and that's unexcusable.
I think the drunk I am, more. I think the more drunk you are, the better you should be at performing Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. That's
Yeah.
it's more of a
Probably.
limited
You-
performance, but
It's one of those songs that you just can't, like, you hear the words once and it's with
Yeah,
you.
the
Like
story.
it's Statue of Liberty started shaking her fist, and you go, yeah, and there's gonna be hell. You hear
Also-
Mother Freedom start ringing her bell. Like, come on.
I love that the arena just they did it on some other wins too, but like they had Freebird queued up in maybe 10 seconds. Like it wasn't even like they were just still like dogpiling, and they hear the guitar solo of Freebird in the background.
Yeah.
God, I don't know what I need to do or who I need to talk to get the last hockey game in the Winter Olympics moved to a Saturday, but I need that to be a Saturday thing because that deserves to be a party all day. We can't mix that in with Sunday. It's just too much to balance out at once. Now, look, plenty of people did. Did you see the videos of like the bars? I know Miami, Ohio, that famous
Yeah.
bar. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Now kids will do it on a Tuesday, 4 a.m. if they have to. But I
saw
To
the-
be young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw Frankie, him
Mhm.
him and his dad. I mean, that table was full of beers, man. They were pounding it out like it was perfect, man. That was fun. Like I was traveling, but I was watching it as I was traveling back, and man, that was a great game. I'm talking about a game, and this might get lost, like if we talk about this a decade or two from now, but like Canada was kicking our ass, shots on goal that whole game. Like I don't know what the total was at the end, but it was like it felt like it was like 60-20, and I probably wasn't that, but that's just in my head. I'm like, are we ever gonna get back on the other side of the ice? Are we ever gonna get there? And hold the puck. I was telling my brothers with him, it's like, are we gonna have the puck for 5 seconds in totality, 5 seconds in a row? Are we ever gonna do that? And then it's like Hughes comes out, he gets his teeth knocked out of his face earlier, and then which was brutal. And he comes out and score, and it's so fitting that he scored the winning goal.
Yeah.
Like that's just like it's a story. And I was listening to a pod earlier today. It's like, will Hughes be remembered for in decades, 50 years from now? I don't know if I have the answer to that, but like he should, just based off of the smile in the interview with his teeth missing. Like he scored the winning goal. Like that was an amazing story for him, man. That was just so cool to get your ass kicked all day, and it didn't matter. You just came back and win.
It was 42-28 in shots, and Hellebuck had
Yeah.
41 saves. It's been a long time where that game should have been 9-1. The
Yes.
saves he made were unbelievable. Like he was on such a heater that he did that one behind the back save where and you have to be in your feels to do that. Like you just don't you don't do that. Like you got to be in your feels, and he was on a heater, and thank God he was, because that could have got ugly so fast. They were blitzkrieging us in that second and third quarter, and I was saying the same thing, Ryan. I was like, dude, this feels. It had that feeling of a team. A soccer game that the team had 30 shots on goal, but they kept hitting the crossbar and they didn't score. And then the one team gets the breakaway and they put it away. It had that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, God, the USA, they just need one opportunity because they're riding the hottest goalie right now. He can do no wrong. So you got to have that feeling that, man, he's going to stop everything.
It just the whole game, it just looked like the athleticism for Canada was just so much greater than our athleticism. Like they skate faster, they can move the puck faster. It's just everything that. And again, I'm not a big hockey connoisseur, so I don't know all the details, but it's just like, wow, that team looks a lot better than this team does for the majority of the game. And then but like they say, all it takes is one shot. So
I think not being a hockey fan is the funniest part because, like, I don't feel bad saying this because John's right here right now. Like, it's just a patriotic thing. Canada, we've lost what it means to beat Canada's ass. But I mean, years ago, it felt like it meant more. Maybe this is the spark that gets it back. But like, we should be in a sporting match just disgustingly hatred rivals. I mean, that's just how it is. I got to watch some girls live on TikTok or whatever, and there was like thousands and thousands of people in a stadium, like a basketball arena in Canada, watching the game. Just, you know, how sick that is to watch 4,000 people file out of the stadium just crying at like noon on a Sunday. That's awesome.
How screwed up you got to be to enjoy that. Let's go.
It's great. I don't even watch hockey. That's like I mean, like occasionally, definitely playoffs, but I mean, like Ryan said, I'm not like an avid hockey fan. That has to hurt so much more for the Canadians to just be sitting there like these guys don't even care. Like most, like half the country just cares that it's USA versus Canada. They're not even enthralled with the hockey factor. It's, you know, it's like soccer for some other countries. It's like getting whooped up on the team that's like soccer's your fifth favorite sport or something like that.
This is just continuous of the NHL, to be honest. And we get it that there's a lot of Canadians on a lot of teams, but when's the last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup? When was that?
Long time.
Long time.
I want to say 93, I think.
Gee, I mean,
how many teams they got? Canada.
4.
Calgary, Toronto,
enough.
Ottawa.
Enough, and the game was invented there.
At least like, 5. At least a minimum of 5.
Well, and in fairness, like in professional sports worlds, the Canadian teams don't always equate to like. There's plenty of Americans.
No, yeah, it's not homegrown talent.
Not super fair, but hey, well, you had the stage to show it and prove us wrong.
Yeah.
Piggyback on
4 more years.
I feel that we're beating up on John's countryman, and he's not here to defend himself. Which, by the way,
almost the season.
It is. By the way, though, John, feel free to come back to your regular your seat. I've been keeping it warm for the last couple of weeks. I'm so excited for you to come back next week. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. All right, last thing, guys. We've kind of run almost 50 minutes now, so let's run into the Cognizant preview. Looking at the field this week, the Florida swing is starting. We are kind of right here. I know we're going to get into API, which API is next week. We're not going to talk about it this week, but we will touch on the fact that JT committed to it, right, Ryan?
Yes, sir. First week back.
All right, JT has had a miraculous recovery from a back surgery that I cannot seem to get over, and he is back. He is back next week. He's playing TGL tonight, right?
Yes, he did. He played in the first match. They had a doubleheader. He played in the first match. Looked fine.
All right. Looking at the field for the Cognizant, which is forever known as the Honda to Tiger fans. Looks like that Brooks Koepka's there this week. Willie Z, Shane Lowry, Rasmus Højgaard, Keith Mitchell, Daniel Berger, Nikolai Højgaard, Michael Thorbjornsen. Bunch of these guys, bunch of the Florida guys are all there. It's not quite as stacked as the field was this week. Of course, we mentioned that our champion from this week pulled out, which who can blame him? 4 million reasons to, flying all the way across the country. Any thoughts, predictions? Doesn't look like Scotty's in the field, so we don't have to ask how many he's going to win by. I think from here on, whenever he's playing, I'm going to ask how many he's going to win by, and then I'm going to ask how many over par is he going to be on Thursday, and then we'll just make it a 2-parter. Any predictions on this week, guys?
Daniel Berger. No, I don't know. It's I don't know. I mean, it's kind of hard. It's been a good swing so far. It's going to be kind of tough switching back to Florida, at least with this field list, to be like super stellar. But that doesn't mean the action can't be absolutely insane at the top. It just isn't going to have as much appeal as some of those names. I'd love to see Brooks kind of find his form. I think he'll probably get a majority of what we're seeing in terms of TV, coverage. And if he makes the cut, definitely will be on the weekend. Or it's not even a cut. Is it a cut event?
Honda? Yeah.
It should be. Yeah.
There's a cut.
I thought it was like super limited. I thought I was looking at the list earlier.
I'll tell you, Blades Brown is in the field, and I would love to see him play well.
I must not have the full field because I saw it and it was super light. So I might be missing some people, but I think Brooks is going to be a big feature. And I think Blades getting some more coverage would be good for him. I think there's a lot of guys that have played well this week, or last couple of weeks that are still playing these tournaments that man, they're only a couple different decisions away from being top 5 consistently and probably breaking through on the tour. So
I'm most interested in seeing if Brooks has gotten his putting fixed, and
Mhm.
seeing if that was just more of a Poana situation and just not being comfortable, because we all know he's comfortable on Bermuda. So, and that's what they're gonna have this week. So I'm very curious to see. Like I mean, his ball striking was fine for the most part. I think we quoted some of those numbers, like they weren't far off. But the putting was just atrocious, and I'm really curious to see if he's fixed the flat stick, and if he has, then like Brooks should honestly play well this week because his ball striking was fine. Like it wasn't that. So that's I'm most interested in seeing that. I don't have a prediction on who's gonna win this week because I think I have a limited field type list myself. I don't think I have the full field. So is Jake Knapp playing this week? Okay,
I
then
didn't
I don't
see
have
him
a
near the top of the rankings, but I mean it's a wide open event because the field's just not stacked like everything else is. I don't believe Jake Knapp is in it. I don't see him on the list. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Gary Woodland. He was playing pretty well last year. Don't think he's done too much this year. I think he's gonna. This is an opportunity for him to play well because the field's not stacked. So I'm gonna see how he plays. I'm gonna be curious to see how he plays.
I'll go with this is the first week and God knows how long that I don't have any Sunday red on. Let's go with Carl Phillips. Maybe let's go. I'll ride with Carl. Carl or Blades. I feel like with the field being kind of a little more limited, like this could be one. It would be massive for the tour if that kid wins. Blades.
Yeah.
Like
that would be sick.
Be just massive for the tour. That'd be a huge headline stealer.
I love his golf swing. It's literally just a marrying of Bryson's swing and Ludwig's swing, and like I don't know, it's different. I like it. I love to look at it. It's a different swing, and I like the kid. I watched him. I watched him a lot on YouTube. Playing with Grant or whoever. Like I enjoy watching him play golf. Like he seems like he has a lot of fun, and he's just super young, and he has nothing to lose. And I just love the success that he's had just that young.
The Honda too just feels like a fun event. Like I don't know if it's just from the history of it. The Honda just feels like a fun event. And the field may not be great, but I don't know if it's PGA National. I don't know what it is. If it's watching Tiger shoot 61 there in 2012 or whatever it was when he was rebuilding with Sean Foley before all the back stuff happened. Like, I don't know. Honda just feels fun. I don't know if it's extra refreshments, if they got car girls or whatever they got rolling around there selling, getting everybody liquored up. Like, I have no idea. But this just feels fun. Is there anything else we missed?
I don't think so.
All right, Joey, you may have to help me with this part, but I'll see if I can get it right. Hopefully this is my last time doing this for a little bit. Obviously, guys, thanks for everybody joining us here tonight. You can catch us anywhere you listen to podcasts: Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube.
Yeah, wherever.
YouTube, anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can find us. We're live on X every Monday night, 8:30ish, sometimes a little bit later. Depends how long our pre-show meeting goes. But we hope you'll join us again. We got a lot of exciting stuff planned for this season, which there's some cool stuff to be looking out for here in the next couple of weeks. So we will see you guys next Monday night. Thanks for joining us. This has been the Nuclear Golf Podcast. Peace out.